Good day, YouTube. This is J Money with Fallingford Financial. Just an update here on Verizon. I've talked about them numerous times here on the channel. Just did a video, looks like yesterday on AT&T. Try to do as many telecommunications 5G videos as I can, because I feel it's a wave of the future, and I try to buy them as low as I can and just hold them and let them set on drip and let them do their thing. But as you can see here with Verizon, they were above 50 for quite some time. It was a $53, $55 stock, and ever since this point, they've just been coming down. So I don't think it's been above 50 since April. So, well, here we'll take that back as June. So June and July, it's been coming down ever since. I've been nibbling here and there on the way down, but it just keeps going down. So kind of put off for a bit. As you can see, they're down over about 30% here in the past year, down 24% here in the past 3 months. So that's where they started dropping off. Here in the past month, down 8.4%. Here in the past week, down 2%, and here's a look at today. So just kind of another drop off. So a little bit, about 40 cents. But this is Verizon, another telecommunications 5G cell phone carrier, ticker VZ, founded in 1983. $161.35 billion market cap, high today of $38.83 and low of $38.28. 52-week high of $55.51 and low of $38.28. So it hit the low again today. Gee, it just keeps going down. 6.50 dividend yield, so getting better. So average volume 22.45 and volume here of 3.77. Ratings on this one is currently at a 71% hold, and here's a look at their earnings. So looks like they've beat right on. We'll see what the next one does. So I don't have these here in this account anymore, but I moved them. But you can see I had 3 shares at $64 per share quarterly for $1.92. So you can do the math on how many you would need to get yourself a free share. But there, I tried buying some at $52.04, $50.96. So you can kind of see how it went up and down. So I used to do good, just thinking if I could get this one under $50, and now look at it. So a lot of other things are in the green. AT&T keeps going down as well. So I've been buying both of these little by little, but then they keep going down. So don't know where the bottom is yet. Currently here on Microsoft Bing, currently showing this one as a hold with an upside to $50. That'll get back to the $50 level at some point in time. That's why I've been nibbling here and there, and the dividend's nice. So long-term hold. What 13 Analyst Ratings have to say about Verizon Communications. This is dated yesterday on the 29th. Over the past 3 months, 13 analysts have published their opinion on Verizon Communications, VZ. These analysts are typically employed by large Wall Street banks and tasked with the understanding a company business to predict how a stock will trade over the upcoming year. So the 13 analysts have an average price target of $52.23 versus the current price of Verizon of $38.84, implying upside. So below is a summary of the 13 analysts rating for VZ over the past 3 months. Here's Verizon versus targets. So you can kind of see for the month starting in July of 2022 through July of 23. So the green is a street high 90 days, yellow is average rating 90 days, and the red is a street low 90 days. So green somewhat bullish, yellow indifferent, and that's kind of a bearish color. So current average has decreased by 9.79% from the previous average price target of $57.90. So that's quite a difference. This one's came down over the past couple months. So Verizon Communications' upcoming dividend will be larger than last year's, and as you can see, this just came out on Tuesday the 27th. So they will increase its dividend from last year's comparable payment on the 1st of November to 0.6525. This takes the annual payment to 6.7% of the current stock price, which is about average for the industry. So, and I think AT&T is slightly higher than that. I would have to double check, but it seems like it was 9 something or 8, almost right at 9 last time I looked at it. So Verizon payment has a solid earnings coverage. While it's always good to see a solid dividend yield, we should also consider whether the payment is feasible. Last payment was quite easily covered by earnings, but it made up 108% of the cash flows. Company might be more focused on returning cash to shareholders, but paying out this much of its cash flow could expose the dividend to being cut in the future. So that doesn't sound very good. So don't really know why they're actually doing that. Increase it, and then if you cut it, there's going to be some pissed off shareholders, myself including. Over the next year, EPS is forecast to expand by 9.6% if the dividend continues along recent trends. We estimate the payout ratio will be 48%, which is the range that it makes us comfortable with the sustainability of the dividend. So here you can kind of see the blue is the dividend yield bouncing up here and down, and then that's just shooting up right there at the end here, so over the years. Next is the dividend per share. You kind of see that just keeps kind of stair-stepping up in the green. And this is the earnings per share here in the pink or red, whatever you want to call that. So there you can kind of see that's just kind of interesting action there. So, but they have a solid track record. They've always been my cell phone carrier. So if that says anything, but I've looked into AT&T, T-Mobile's here, but I haven't heard too good about the coverage. The stock does well, but since 2012, the dividend has gone from a $2 total annual to $2.61. This implies that the company grew its distributions at a yearly rate of 2.7 over that duration. Slow and steady dividend growth might not sound that exciting, but dividends have been stable for 10 years, and that's what we like to see. So I'm cool with that. So it just all depends on how many shares you have, if you're looking to live off of the dividend or not, or what your goals are with it. Verizon hasn't been a very defensive stock lately, but here's how things could flip, and this is dated just 2 days ago. Verizon shares trading at 8.5 times estimated free cash flow for the next year. Credit Suisse notes compared with 11 times estimate for 2022. The telecommunications stocks are said to be defensive, but Credit Suisse analysts wrote the Verizon Communications Incorporated hasn't quite lived up to that billing lately. So stock has narrowly trailed the broader market this year, falling above about 25% so far in 2022, as the S&P 500 has lost roughly 23%. So noted that the declines came as the impact from rising inflation and interest rates became clear to investors, and as Verizon lost share of its postpaid business during the first and second quarter amid a heavy promotional environment for a wireless industry. Verizon management team cut its 2022 outlook, even as executives opt to raise some wireless prices in a rare move. So, I don't know, you can leave your comments which telecommunications you like best, AT&T or Verizon. Here's some more ratings by some analysts. So bullish, somewhat bullish, indifferent, somewhat bullish, and bearish. So got kind of a mix going on here. 13 analysts have an average price of $52.23 versus the current price Verizon at $38.92, implying upside. So it's got to have some upside. It's got to go back up at some point in time. So this is dated on the 26th, AT&T versus Verizon. Which one is the best investment choice for 2025? On the basis financial metrics, AT&T looks undervalued compared to Verizon. AT&T is rated better by analysts. I would say that's probably a first in a while. So I've covered AT&T and Verizon a couple times here since starting the channel, and it seems like Verizon's always been a better play there. So both management teams project a rather lackluster 2022. AT&T shares are at their lowest prices in almost 20 years. Something not good at all to have them that low in 20 years, but I'll take it as long as they go back up. I'll buy as much as I can, and then as long as it goes back up, that's all. That's how you create wealth and fat dividend and all that stuff. So, but Verizon, AT&T are the most iconic and successful communication companies in the world. Both companies were offshoots of the original Ma Bell when it was broken up in 1984. Two of the largest telecommunications companies in the world combined revenue of $290 million per year. Both offer roughly the same telecommunication to hundreds of millions of people. So I just started trading this Lumen, which is actually CenturyLink. It's got a fat dividend on it as well. I'll have to do another video on that one. Just kind of compare, but it's got a decent dividend with it also. I think it's currently under $10. So over here on Reddit, Warren Buffett, Berkshire, which I've talked about numerous times as I'm in Omaha, same as Warren, topped up its Apple and Chevron stakes last quarter and sold the last of the Verizon stocks. So that's kind of a interesting. It always kind of throws me off when big investors, hedge funds, sell when they're at their, well, it is at the 52-week low as I showed you at the beginning of the video, but must be something behind that. So more money in gas, I don't know. I sold my Chevron. So over here on StockTwits, currently at 38.34 with a low of 38.63. That needs updated, and a high of 55.51. Recent interest. So I've done options on AT&T and Verizon just because they don't move that much, and it's a little bit safer option if you want a little bit safer one where you're not going to be losing money. So, but that's all right. I don't like to be totally risky on options, but I have done them on there, but let's see here. Rejected. Price target today for a limited time. We're opening up our server to the public. Bull's making history today. Let's go. And see where Apple's at. So you know when Apple's down, the market's not doing worth a crap. So SPY shorts, get ready to rip your face rally. Fourth quarter going to be great. And SPY, I haven't looked at the price. Looks like it's up for the day, but over here on Microsoft Bing, currently at 38.32 and showing a hold rating with an upside to $50.86. So that's all I have on Verizon. If you have Verizon, go ahead and list that in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you'd like to share. Or if you have a T-Mobile, probably due for an update on T-Mobile as well. I have that one as well. It's more of a growth stock than AT&T and Verizon. Those are the two dividend ones, and Lumen, like I said, LUMN, which is actually CenturyLink. But that's it for Verizon. Again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just stating my opinion. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing, and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.